Welcome to your reading for the next week to 2 weeks. This is, coming out for the first week of December, actually, the last month of the year. Now, naturally, there is a lot of interesting energy at the end of the year. We can be excited for the new year. We can be maybe disappointed about the past year or feeling a sense of urgency. This is your opportunity to decide. What am I going to make this last month of the year mean for me? And it does start right here and now in this moment where you realize that perhaps you've not been super conscious of what you've been thinking and feeling, that you've not been owning and honoring the fact that you get to choose how you show up in your life. Coming back to, and let's just jump straight into the cards. We've got the Ace of Stones. So this is the Ace of Pentacles, the foundation of life. The foundation of life. What have you been standing upon? And you might look down and realize like, oh, there's a lot of like marshy ground. There's some uneven kind of situations. There's things that aren't in balance. And I've been trying to, regardless of how you're feeling on that positive or negative side, on the inspired or the disappointed, to go, oh, regardless of that, whatever I'm building hasn't been on the best of foundations. And it's easy to do that. You get towards the end of the year, things have slipped in certain areas, you've compromised, you've changed your plans without changing the base, the foundation, what you're building it upon, or maybe you've not even taken that into consideration, chasing shiny objects. I see that for some of you. This is your opportunity to, we've got the Nine of Bows, respect. Really take the time necessary to figure this out. It's not too late just because it's December. It's not too early because it's not yet January. Take the time, take the time, take the time this week to think about if I was taking myself seriously, if I was taking my life seriously, if I was fully respecting that whatever I see around me, good, bad, or neutral, is the result of the foundations I've laid. What do those foundations look like? And do they need a little bit of a tweak, an adjustment? The other cards that popped out as I was doing that shuffle then was the Five of Bows, empowerment, making sure that you're approaching this from a place of power and not a place of weakness or hopelessness. It doesn't actually have to mean anything if you look around your life and you're like, oh, that's where I dropped the ball. That's where I messed those things up. That's where I totally just, moved on, ignored it, and let it rot. How can you view that from a place of empowerment? How can you view that from a place of ownership, radical accountability, going, yeah, that might have sucked. And let's do something about it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. And I think that's really important when we're readdressing how we're showing up in our lives, again, positive, negative, and neutral, to really just own it. We've got the Page of Bows, Stoat. So many bows already. Playful perspective. Playful perspective. That's going to help you with your empowerment perspective. Because if you want to show up feeling more empowered, if you want to show up feeling and thinking more like, I've got this, I can handle this, I can do this, and have a really optimistic yet grounded approach, playfulness is an awesome way to actually get there, which kind of seems a little bit contradictory. One, the empowerment, it's very serious. It's taking responsibility, it's showing up, it's owning, it's acting. It's probably a lot of, not a lot of work, but it's intentional work in a way that you probably haven't been doing up until now. But that doesn't mean it needs to be stiff, stuck, boring. The playful stoat, this Page of Bows, is like, let's approach this like a fun, fresh adventure. When we feel like something new, something possible, something interesting, an adventure is coming our way, we're more likely to step up, to take risks, but also to be more attuned to what works for us. So this is a beautiful invitation to be empowered, but move in a way of playfulness, not taking everything so seriously, not making mistakes mean anything about future successes, and also not attaching to what was before if it no longer aligns with what you want next. And really just allow yourself, and let me know in the comments if something's coming through. What does that playfulness look like for you? For me, playfulness often comes through in painting. I've got a painting on the wax over there. Um, and it's not because I had to do that, and I'm not making it mean like suddenly my art business is going to make $1 billion and whatever, change my life, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, my foundation, it's not, this stone isn't art business, but it's decorated because for me, as I'm connecting to this in this moment, it's like I like things to be beautiful. I like to connect to my creativity. I personally feel that when we are more creative, we are more connected to ourselves. And when we are more connected to ourselves, it's easier to be authentic. It's easier to actually hear our intuition and our whispers. I was speaking to someone yesterday and, just offhand comment on their part um, just said, like, I don't know how to follow my intuition or I don't trust my intuition. And they had this rocky relationship with like trusting themselves to make a decision. Now, it wasn't a big conversation, it wasn't very particularly important, but I found that really interesting that even in this micro way, they were not allowing themselves to connect in. So for me personally, creativity helps me connect, and it doesn't matter if I am working on my art business, I am doing a commission or a painting or something like that, or if I'm, I don't know, going for a walk or talking to my partner or doing something else, through that playful approach to life, through that let's not take things so seriously. And of course, I can take time out today to paint, why not? It actually has a more empowering effect on the rest of my life because suddenly I feel better about listening to myself, following myself, and leading myself. And that is what I see for anyone who is resonating with this reading today. It's like powerful, serious doesn't mean at the expense of light, joyful, playful. If anything, when they go together, they are both so much more empowered. Next, we have another Bows card, the Four of Bows celebration. December, this turning point between one year and the next. Celebrate what has already been achieved and received. And also, like, don't be scared to celebrate the things that haven't worked out. When we get enough perspective, we're often able to see how things not working out was a gift in some way. And sometimes, let's just say, a tragedy doesn't seem like a gift. This isn't about forcing things to fit, but it is about exploring where is the line for me. And often, even a tragedy, maybe a year or 5 or 10 or 50 years later, we can see how maybe they changed how we viewed the world, and that was a gift. They changed how we loved the people around us, and that was a gift. It allowed us to really feel our feelings for the first time in a while, maybe, and that is a gift. So also don't discount things just because in this moment they seem too much of the bad to be a part of the good. Finally, we have the Wanderer in reverse. I find this an interesting card popping out. The Wanderer is the Fool. This is the trusting of the intuition. This is the following of the nudges, the whispers, the knowings. The fact that it's in reverse, I feel that there's a bit of a physical block in the following. You're very aware of your feelings. You're probably pretty switched on to what you would like to do and how you would like to operate and what this means to you. But I do get the sense here there is this block in actually doing it physically, taking action on it, making it a priority, changing your daily routines. Let's turn towards the bottom of the deck here. We've got the Three of Arrows, jealousy. Comparison, I think, is a big piece of why you're not willing to take it out into the world. Maybe you witness someone that you feel is doing it better than you or has already done it, or maybe they wouldn't like the fact that suddenly you're moving on or stepping up or changing things around. So jealousy and connection to others can be a part of the reason. This is just a reflection and an area for self-examination. I'm not telling you what to do here. Maybe you need coaching, maybe you need meditation. Maybe there is something that will help you get the clarity, then the courage to take action. And maybe you just needed this awareness to be like, oh, yeah, I'm just not doing that thing I want to do because of this person. Not going to do that anymore. We have the Star card. Your wanderer, your fool, your intuition, your faith and trust in the universe is always nudging you towards your North Star. So even if it seems as something as random as why do I need to paint this morning before I get to work, or for no other reason than I just felt like it, going, well, I have to trust if that is right, and then if that feels good, and if it lights up my soul, and if it feels playful, and if it helps me, I don't know, just have a better start to my day, then it must be leading me in the direction of my dreams, leading me in the direction of my desires, leading me in the direction of my North Star, my mission, where I'm meant to be, where I'm meant to go, who I'm meant to become. Even these tiny seemingly inconsequential actions, when coming from a place of alignment and intuition, they're always the best thing for you to do in that moment. We've got the Tower card, the Blasted Oak. Fear of things not working out. I think that's the biggest block for everyone. Whatever angle that you look at it, and by everyone, by the way, I mean everyone attuned and aligned with this reading, um, is that ones if I get 3 months, 3 years, you know, 3 seasons or cycles or whatever into this goal, into this thing, and then it messes up. And it's that kind of cracking of the branch of like, once if I climb this tree and eventually fall out of it, that stopped you from even going up to the tree. I really get the sense here that that is a deep fear, but also that fear is not necessarily true in the way of like, you don't know that that branch is going to break and that you're going to fall and that you're going to hurt yourself or something terrible will happen. And also, perhaps this person has climbed up this tree, gotten as far as they wanted to go, and they were just stuck sitting in that tree. They were meant to be in another tree. They were meant to climb down. There was more for them there. They realized, hey, it's getting into winter and I need some clothes. And yet they were stuck for some not so great reasons up in the tree. And the branch breaking, allowing them to come down quite quickly, has actually been a gift. Again, looking at sometimes in the future, a tragedy can be a gift in and of itself. So even if the thing that you're imagining happens, the business ends, the clients leave, the health changes, it doesn't have to be the self-fulfilling negative prophecy. So be careful of the stories that you're telling. All right, next we're going to use this cosmic guidance deck. I just want some general advice. How can you navigate December with a lot more ease, grace, and magic? Making sure to let me know what's landed and what's resonated so far in this reading. If you'd like to book a one-to-one, links below. If you'd like to book a 12-month forecast or a 30-day forecast, links below. And if you'd like to come join me in my free Facebook group, Tarot and Transformation, link below. Let's get maybe 2 more cards. And if you're ready for a whole life reset, pop your name down on the wait list for the Life Reset program. Our next round is starting, I don't have it conveniently in front of me, like February 3rd, which seems like a long way away, but we all know how time moves. And do you really want to get into the new year and give up on your goals halfway through January? Nope. So let's use February as your locked in turning point. I'm going to be sticking to my resolutions. All right, so here is some general advice. We've got you are safe, the universe has your back. This is in reverse. You're moving through your life, hesitant, not trusting that the universe has your back. This is having a bigger impact than you realize. It's not just how you're showing up externally, like we've already discussed. It is kind of planting a bit of a weed in your internal garden of mistrust, but also of like not, again, listening to yourself, connecting to yourself, believing in yourself, trusting in yourself. And that weed is growing. What would it take today to show that you are trusting in the universe? All right, next we have forgiveness. Set yourself free. There is someone, something, some situation that Forgiveness is necessary and needed. Just a reminder, forgiveness doesn't mean you let the person or the situation back into your life. It means that you release the tie of pain and hurt and trauma that is attaching you to it. So you can forgive your part, you can forgive yourself, you can forgive that person, and also just move forward and move on. We've got the sun, conscious mind, masculine, life force. There are some very tangible physical actions that you can take this week and the next couple of weeks, even for the rest of December. Turning towards the sun, turning towards your happiness, but also taking action on what you're feeling called to do. If you know that you've been a little bit slack in certain areas of your life and that doesn't align with you, like you do want to accomplish the things, you do want to experience what it is that you've set out to achieve, great time to reassess and refocus. Finally, we have manifestation. What you desire, it's on its way. That message, it just is what it is. What you desire is on its way. Your only task on that is staying in connection with your desire rather than connection with your doubt on whether it is coming. Finally, I want to do one card from the Kali Oracle. This is a very powerful oracle. I find it's always, 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 always the perfect message and so specific as well, which is why I like reading from the book rather than just intuitively receiving my messages as I do with my other decks. Let's see what Kali has to say for you in this first week to 2 weeks of December. So we've got Dakshina, 4 arms, weaponed warrior looking lady. And I won't read the whole thing because it's 5 pages, but we'll just see what's coming up. Fear can undermine your confidence, erode your trust, and steal away the joy you take in living. The benign yet mighty Dakshina Kali manifests to conquer fear and realign your mind and path towards peace and light. Make a sincere offering from your heart to her now, and you will receive her generous blessing and assistance. Open your heart with trust, for that which is blessed and beautiful wants to manifest in your life. What a perfect alignment with the cards that we've been seeing. Like this fear of the tower and failing, this mistrust in our own intuition and confidence in self, a reestablishing of the foundations of what is meant for us and what is right for us. And, the manifestations are coming your way if you can stay connected to your desire, and that is the faith and trust in your desire. Let's see what else. Dakshina Kali conquers even the most extreme fears. She steps forward with her right foot, a sign that she will create order from chaos. Her 4 arms are raised to bestow blessings and to wield the divine weaponry necessary to protect the soul. She restores and realigns, deftly eliminating that which has no place on your soul path. Her actions are powerful and benevolent. She appears fierce yet is benign. Her oracle brings the message that a situation which may frighten or intimidate you is well within your capacity to handle. No matter how dramatic or intense the scenario may appear to be, it shall become little more than a passing memory and shall not have any negative bearing upon your future. As Dakshina, Kali Ma is the portent of a fiery sunset, an ending to a truly frightening and difficult time. Yet this brings a new inner experience of courage, self-trust, and a renewed, increasingly empowered personal relationship with the divine. She is the reminder of the dark night that allows for rest and regeneration before the light of sunrise awakens us into a new cycle of experience. She is with us through both dark and light. She arises in a reading to bring comfort and reassurance that you are allowed to receive wonderful blessings. If you have been enduring suffering, not only will she bring it to an end, she will ensure you gain something of tremendous value from the experience to help you avoid greater suffering in the future. There is more, but I feel called to stop there. How powerful, how perfectly aligned. There is a lot in this reading. I think even the fact, our first card, the foundation of life, coming back to the core of it, the foundation of it, and not being scared to lose things along the way is really important. Remember, if you're feeling called to go through a life set, to have support through a transition, through a journey, and through really just coming back to without all the beast, without all the BS, without all the clutter, without all the stories around what has been and what can be, who am I? The Life Reset program helps you meet that person, that version of you who is at the foundation, at the core, powerful, peaceful, playful, and ready to really take on whatever is coming next in the areas health, love, relationship, business, career, finance. It doesn't matter what area or all areas that you want a life reset in, it is that you want to step up into a life reset. So make sure to check out the information below, sign up to the wait list, the early bird opening for the program, which has special bonuses and obviously early access and things like that, will be available and coming your way later in December. So if you're on the wait list, you're the first to know, the first to get your chance to sign up and begin the journey ASAP. Thank you for joining me this week. I will see you next week and we will see what the cards have to say then. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I would absolutely adore if you shared this with people in your life or even on your social media or commented below, whatever you can do to support this channel. Thank you and have a great week.